Welcome back to another episode of You Don't Know Anything About Women, where I, Roy Calvin, am giving you the dating advice that the internet doesn't want you to know. Let's get into our first post. I don't expect her to pay, I expect her to act like I'm not a walking wallet. I'll pay on a first date, that's how I roll. If I ask you out, I'm happy to cover it. No hesitation, no drama. But what I don't like, what kills the vibe, is when it's just expected. No offer to split, no you sure? Not even a thank you, just sitting back like it's a given. That small moment tells me a lot, because I'm not a walking wallet, I'm a person. I showed up with intention, interest, and effort, and I'd like that to be acknowledged, even just a little. It's not about the money, it's about respect. I don't need you to pay, but I need to know you're not here just for the free ride. A quick thanks for dinner or a gesture to contribute says, I see you, I appreciate you, I'm not here to take advantage. And if that's missing, then it's probably the first and last date. Anyone else feel this way but keep it to themselves? So this guy is saying that when he goes out for dinner with women, they don't even reach for the check. All he's asking for is a reach. It's nice to get a reach. I disagree with his whole philosophy that he'll pay on the first date because he asked the girl out and whatever, he's happy to cover it. I don't think so. The way that you see money is manifesting itself in the way that some of these girls act. This guy hasn't implicitly talked about one girl who acted like this towards him, but I'm guessing from his complaint that this has happened to him a few times. So I personally always get the girl to split the first date. Well, I shouldn't say always. Like if there's a huge age disparity, I don't have much of a problem with paying for the first date. And I always keep my dates pretty cheap anyway. So it's not that big of a deal to me. But I usually, if we're around the same age, I will get the girl to pay half or whatever, or 40%, whatever. So the problem with this guy's approach to me is that if he's just paying for the first date and, I'm just going to assume that he pays for everything after that in subsequent dates, he might be morphing girls who weren't really trying to take advantage of him financially into a girl that wants to do that because he's training them by just, okay, we'll go out, I'll pay. We'll do this, I'll pay. We go here, I pay. We get a taxi home, I pay. So I think it's kind of just human nature to get conditioned to things like this. It's like if you don't have running drinking water at your house and then one day you get it. Like that first day, you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. I'm so appreciative of whoever gave me this water, whether it's the water company or God. This is awesome. Wow, so many thanks. And then you kind of might continue that for a few days. Oh yeah, this is great. But a year later, like you're not even thinking about your clean water coming out for you to drink. It's just there. Like, of course it's there. Who am I going to thank? This is just my life now. I'm used to it. I'm happy that I have this water here, but I don't need to show any thanks for it. I just feel entitled to it. So there might be a subset of girls who thought from the beginning, yeah, let me take financial advantage of this guy. But there's definitely some, I think, based on what he's saying here, that weren't like that at the beginning, but now they are. They're like, oh, well, great. This guy's just going to pay for everything. And I didn't need to do anything to earn it. So great. I'm just going to take it for granted. I feel entitled to his money. And that's again why I say to just establish your boundaries and what you want the relationship to work like really early on that first date. When the bill comes, this is the deciding moment. This is when you need to get the girl to pay her half. And in my experience, most are more than happy to pay their half. And believe me, there's been times where I pay in full, aside from the situations where I think it's acceptable, but in situations where I'm like, I think like I need to pay this bill. And then like this girl will sleep with me after because I don't know, it seems like she doesn't want to pay. And it just always turns out wrong. I've learned my lesson countless times. And believe me, it still even happens to me sometimes on this day. Like, I better pay for all this. And again, like I'm usually doing pretty cheap dates, but still it's wrong. It's the wrong mindset to have. I have myself sometimes. This guy seems like a huge extreme case. He's just always paying for the first date. Don't do that. You're screwing yourself over for the progression of the relationship as well. It's only going to get worse. They're going to feel entitled to your money. Let's get into the next post. That's it. I'm feeling done trying to find love after struggling for 15 years and I don't know what to do anymore. So yeah, I joined social clubs. I took dancing classes and speech lessons. I discovered new hobbies and I put myself in new situations. I went through different phases of attitude ranging from I'll just focus on myself until someone nice comes by to trying my best in dating. I've gone through countless blind dates and singles events. I had friends of different genders give me pointers and feedback on dating. I had them look through my conversations to see if I was doing something wrong. I overhauled my fashion outlook several times across the decade to either stick to the classics or something more in the fad. I had profiles in all the major dating apps and put effort into making myself presentable. I'm done. So I guess his question is asking what he should do from here on out, but let's just break down a couple of the things that he mentioned here. joined social clubs, took dancing classes and speech lessons, discovered new hobbies, put myself in new situations. So this is the common internet advice, I think, that's always posted when someone says, oh, I want to meet girls or I need to meet new people. Oh yeah, just join a hobby or join dancing classes. Dancing classes is like the meme of this stuff. Like that's always what gets suggested. Join dancing classes. It's ridiculous. You don't need to do any of that stuff. I'm totally for getting out and joining groups of hobbies that you actually have, not if you're just there to meet women. And I think some guys do it under the guise of like, oh yeah, I want to learn dancing or I want to take speech lessons. But really, in the back of their mind, it's like, I'm doing this to meet girls. You don't need to do any of this nonsense to meet girls. Don't listen to what the internet says, okay? You don't need to be in these classes. And based on some other posts that I see online, a lot of the people in these classes are low quality for dating purposes anyway. They're much older or whatever, stuff like that. So you don't need to be going to this type of bullshit, okay? If you see a nice girl somewhere, whether it's out on the street or in a shopping mall, wherever you are, you can go talk to her, okay? You don't need to wait for some preconceived situation where it's socially acceptable for you to be in the same room and then go talk to her. No, that's how you end up feeling like you're feeling right now. 15 years alone and you don't know what to do anymore. Also saying, I'll just focus on myself until someone nice comes by. I don't think that's good advice either. In a dating context, like it's good to focus on yourself. You should have financial goals in mind and know what you want to do with life. But as far as dating goes, like if I didn't put in effort to go meet women and wait until someone nice comes by, like I don't know, I guess I'd just be a virgin. Like maybe some guys are attractive enough for girls to just come up and ask them out. I mean, I've had that happen like very, very rarely in my life where the girl actually pursues me. But of course, most of the girls I've dated, slept with, it's all because I took the action to go talk to them. I can't just wait for them to fall into my lap. It's just never going to happen. So focusing on myself and hoping that a nice girl comes by, that's just not going to happen in my case. Maybe in an extreme case, if you're like a celebrity or something, or, you know, you become that notable, then girls will start coming by and throwing themselves at you. That's great, but that's not how it works for me. I got to put in effort. So I can't just focus on myself in that sense. And you've gone to blind dates and singles events. I guess there's nothing wrong with doing like a singles event if you have other stuff going on, but you don't just want to use singles events or blind dates as like your one pipeline of girls coming into your life that you can meet. I'm guessing that a lot of the girls at singles events are just low quality. I don't know. It's not hard for a girl to meet a guy, so they should be able to meet guys easily. There's no reason for them to be at a singles event. Maybe they're like really pursuing marriage and they're looking for someone serious. In that case, I can see it. But guys, don't go to singles events. I think it's going to be full with low quality women and you can do better. Also, getting friends to look at your texting conversations, I guess that's fine from just like a very basic, like, am I saying something blaringly obvious in my texts that's turning girls off? But most people have no idea about dating, especially if you're asking someone of the opposite gender, like they have no idea because girls have never texted girls and gotten a girl out on a date and slept with a girl, so they don't really know what to do, even though they might have their best interests at heart for you. So let me save you some time. Quit the dancing classes, the speech lessons. Don't go to any of these events. Don't go to any of these blind dates. Don't focus on yourself thinking that someone will come by. If you need to focus on yourself for other reasons, because you want to make more money or whatever, okay, that's fine. Of course, I can't fault that, but don't expect a girl to just fall into your lap, of course. The dating apps, it's fine to be on them as like a passive thing. You know, maybe you'll match with a girl and maybe she'll come out and hopefully it doesn't take too much effort. I don't need to be convinced that dating apps are a waste of time. But of course, like if it works out, it can be kind of an easy way to get a girl on a date. So there's no problem with staying on them. But just go talk to girls. Go walk around for 2 hours. Hopefully you live somewhere that has actual people around or, you know, in a mall somewhere. And just go talk to a few girls that you think are cute and see if anything comes from it. It's at the very least, it's going to take less time and money than it is going to these dancing classes and speech lessons. That's all nonsense. You don't need any of that to meet girls. And I don't know how you look, but I am saying this. I need this to be like common knowledge for anyone who listens to episodes of this podcast. Like I'm not a 9 or 10 guy by any stretch of the imagination. Like I think I'm pretty average. I don't think I'm repulsive. I don't think I'm super attractive either. So if I can get results by just talking to girls when I see them, so can you. All right, let's get into one final post for this episode. My girlfriend claims that she felt like she was settling for the bare minimum. I drove 2 hours to see her every weekend, and I would buy us meals, I would do her laundry, I would clean and tidy her room for her, and I would buy other things for her, and I asked her to be my Valentine even though we were dating already. I cut off friends that didn't approve of her. I gave her massages. I gave her reassurance. I was patient with her when she got overwhelmed. I tried my best to be there for her when she leaned on me for support while venting about things only a therapist could help her with. How am I doing the bare minimum? She told me she was learning to treat herself better, and one of her things was buying flowers and replacing them when they die. Does she expect me or any guy to do that? Are we in the Notebook or something? I felt like I really did good, and then she wants a break all of a sudden, talking about how we both have things to work on. Does she expect to have the ground she walks on worshipped for the rest of her life? She couldn't even drive to see me because she always had some excuse, but she could drive and see her friends that lived the same distance. All this stuff talking about like watering her flowers and shit. I don't even know what to tell you about that. I don't really even understand what's going on. He's saying like she likes to keep flowers alive, and I don't know, he's supposed to water them too. I mean, watering plants is the least of your worries in this situation. This guy has not set the grounds for a good male-female relationship. And of course, on this podcast, when I talk about things like this is my perspective and how I would treat this relationship and how I would like to be in a relationship with a woman. This is my podcast, so I'm telling you what I think is the best, which is my way of thinking. Doing all this stuff like cleaning and tidying her room, buying things for her, ask her to be your Valentine, gave her massages, do her laundry. This is ridiculous. These are not the building blocks of a good relationship with your girlfriend. Why are you doing all this? Nothing else in his post matters. This stuff is all going to ruin it from the beginning. Why are you doing this? You're the woman in this relationship. That's what I have to say to you. Gave her reassurance, patient, blah, blah. She's venting to you about things only a therapist could help her with. I'm going to assume that means that she's not going to a therapist, which is fine. It's just how I'm going to base my following comments. That sounds awful as well. You just got to listen to a bunch of bullshit that probably doesn't make any fucking sense. Probably nothing you can help her with. Probably just complete nonsense. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people online seem to like dating mental cases, but I don't. So in addition to dating this mentally unstable girl, he is also doing her laundry and cleaning the girl's room. Come on, man. Have some self-respect. This is one of the most like frustrating posts I've read in a while. I don't know why you're doing all that shit. Stop it. Become a man, and maybe you'll have some better luck in your future relationships. He asks, does she expect to have the ground she walks on worshipped for the rest of her life? You're worshiping it. You're doing that for her. So yeah, I guess she is going to expect it. There's so much wrong with this relationship. Now, probably with a girl like this, there is probably no scenario in which it could be a good relationship. But even if it was a girl who had some long-term potential, you ruined it from the beginning by doing her laundry and cleaning her room for her. It's time to grow up, and I hope in the next relationship you have that you are the man. All right, that's it for this episode. Make sure you check out the link in the show notes if you want to get in touch with me or if you want to support the show. I'll see you next time.